understanding things in life is really important. For example, if you don't understand that if you cross the road, a car could knock you down, you're probably going to get in trouble. And actually, that happened to me once. We'll do that in the future. We've done it in the past, we'll do it in the future again. Not only have I been hit by a car, but I was also in a car accident, neither of which are my fault, apart from maybe the fact that I'm stupid and I don't understand things. But hello there, my name is Simon Miller. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining me. This is all part of this new series that I've been doing that people seem very interested in and invested in, which I can only say thank you for enough, where I just take 10 things and I apply them to a certain subject and I try and, give you a little bit more information and details about me and my life, should you so care about that stuff. And so far, people seem to be enjoying it. And today, we're doing 10 things I don't really understand, which again is always going to make me sound a bit stupid, because why don't I understand? Few plugs as always: like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, patreon.com/Simon316, simonmiller.bigcartel.com, bunch of merchandise there, patreon.com/Simon316. That's how I'm able to do all these videos. Thank you very much for stopping by, and here it is, just a bunch of things I don't understand. Number 10 actually even ties into YouTube, and I don't mean this literally, but I don't understand YouTube comments. And I don't mean I don't understand the concept of having a video with a box underneath where you can write something, usually, "I hate you when you suck," and you think, well, why did you even watch? Why are you even here? But it's that reaction and that feeling that people get inside of them where they feel the need to tell someone off, write something negative, hope that somebody dies, say that someone looks like, I don't know, a fetus or something like that. And it happens all the time. I have watched plenty of YouTube content when I thought, I don't really like this, I don't agree with what the person is saying, this isn't my cup of tea. And do you know what I do? I take my mouse and I click off and I walk away and I go and do something else, because I realize I have that power. At no point in my life have I ever gone, I'm going to tell this person that not only are they a massive wanker, but they've done a terrible job and I'll never watch their content again, which makes no sense, because then a couple of days later, that same person then pops up on the YouTube channel and you're like, I thought you weren't going to watch my stuff again. It's the same with Twitter. I can't believe you had this opinion, I unfollow you. Then a day later, cling, so-and-so followed you. And you're like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I know that ties into social media and the internet, where now everybody has a voice. And you kind of get into a habit where you realize, hey, I can say and throw all these things out there into the universe. And I've kind of have this blanket of protection over me because nobody knows who I really am. But it's having that feeling in the first place. And maybe it's because when I grew up, I didn't have that. That would be the equivalent of me opening my window and shouting out something like, so someone in the street and go, "You're a plonker." And they would have gone, "I'm going to come upstairs and punch you in the face, you little brat." And my dad would have, put soap in my mouth or whatever. Well, not for saying that. You know what I'm saying. I mean, I find it fascinating. And look, keep doing it. Again, I already know what I've done now. I've unleashed the beast. But, my idea about all of this has been, if I'm going to put myself out there, you can say whatever you want. Otherwise, I shouldn't be on the platform to begin with. Doesn't mean I have to understand it. We'll stick with YouTube for number 9, because I really would like someone to explain this to me. So let's take those comments and let's use them for good. When you click a YouTube video that's meant to be like a how-to, or sometimes it's some kind of investigation into what life is or whatever. There's mental health ones as well. And it's the narrator voice. Why is it the narrator voice? This seems to be happening more and more. But you can click on something that says 5 incredible marketing ways to grow your business. And they're a dime a dozen. But you'll click it and it will go, "Hello, welcome to my YouTube video. Today I will show you how to..." You're like, why don't you just narrate it? But these videos do millions and millions of views. So it's clearly I'm the one in the wrong here. But if I sat down to do this and I was like, I'm going to get narrated to do it, I just think most people are like, "Son, what are you doing? What's this?"
I mean, let us give it a try. Is this any better than me doing it with my own voice? If anything, it feels a bit awkward. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like it.
Number 8 ties into something we talked about before, but so many people asked me questions about it. And then, again, I got the idea for this list using the community feed on my YouTube channel. So please do subscribe and keep an eye on that. I asked for people's opinions. And I put a little vote out there. And a lot of people said, yes, I would like to know more about this photography thing. I don't really know if there's more to say. So again, it's not the technical or the mechanics behind photography. I understand how it came to be. But this is more a philosophical thing, right? So we're filming a video right now, and I'm moving my arms, and I understand how a camera can grab that because it's what I'm doing now. But nobody in life is still. Nobody in life lives like that. Like, people move. So the fact that we were able to come up with a form of technology that can grab life, honestly, to me, it's like magic. I think it's incredible. And I sound like one of those crazy people on YouTube that you see with their conspiracy theories and what they talk about. But what can I say? When I think about it, my brain just turns to mush. And I kind of start bending over like that because I can't quite comprehend what's going on. I think it's amazing photography, and it's something that's been around for so long and we don't even know. We're talking about, 8K TVs or what's the 120 FPS and all this kind of stuff, which is amazing, and sending people to Mars and curing diseases, and I'm still going photography, man, and it's got a flash. I don't understand it, and I never will because I'm well into my adult life now, and I get it. Those are people now going to explain how photography works. It's not that. Again, it's the philosophical thing that we, as humans, were even able to come up with that to begin with. Because let's not forget, whenever photography first came around, and you had to pull that thing over your head for whatever reason, that blew people's brains. But then we just got used to it because something else came along. Number 7 is really boring, but it's something I was reading about the other day. Like I run my own business, quote unquote. Well, I do. I don't know if I quote unquote. I do. As a freelancer, I had to register my business with the government. And I was reading about value-added tax the other day because it came up. There's a big political war going on right now in Britain, and people are fighting to become the leader of the Conservative Party. And value-added tax is something that came up. Now, I don't have to pay value-added tax for reasons we won't get into, but I'm fascinated by that stuff. And I tried to read up about it, and around about 10 minutes afterwards, I thought maybe it would have been a better use of my time to get a hammer and slam it into my skull, because that way at least I would have had something by the end of it, and look at my broken skull, and then I would have had to go to hospital and got it sorted out. What a crazy tax that is. It's just, the whole point of it, from what I can tell, is to just make sure there's always a constant amount of money going into the treasury, because then they can make money off that and eventually you can get it back. I tell you, when you start reading about how taxes and stuff work, like taxes are really important, especially over here. They pay for the NHS, they pay for the fire service, the police service. I'm more than happy to contribute. But stuff like VAT, value added tax, is genuinely, Scooby-Doo should be on that. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy and the Mystery Wagon team, whatever they're called, they had a name, should be trying to sort out what the hell is going on with VAT and how we've all just allowed that to be a thing. As apart from one person going, wait a minute, this is crazy. 6 relates to food. And I'm not saying I've never gone fine dining, because I have. And I also quite enjoy the experience of a bizarre, whatever you want to call that, a bizarre dining. Well, I just said dining. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Like I went to a restaurant called Dans Noir quite a while ago now, but that's when you eat in the dark. And I mean, literally like this. You can't see a damn thing. All the waiters are blind, which is fascinating in itself. And you pick a menu broadly. So you pick a vegetarian menu, you pick a fish menu, you pick a beef menu, or I'm sure they've got a vegan menu now as well. And you don't know what you're eating. And the idea is your senses are meant to be heightened because you can't see. And you've also got I don't actually know what's going in my mouth. I mean, they'll tell you afterwards, but it's different. And I quite enjoyed that. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do this, because I would, but some people choose to go and have like a 12-course dinner, and every course that comes, it's like got a crumb on it, and that crumb is a fish cake, and look at this fish cake. And it's just tiny, and you can eat it with one mouthful. We're not allowed to do that because it's rude. And I don't mind etiquette and stuff like that. Loads of people are liking it. But I would never, ever choose to do that over going, and this is just what an asshole I am, right? What a lowbrow human I am. But whatever, we're all different. I would never do that over going to Pizza Hut. Like, going to Pizza Hut is still the greatest thing in the world. Give me a large pizza, give me those cheesy bites, stuff that crust, give me some nachos and garlic bread to begin with, and then slam me some ice cream afterwards. I'll be a happy man. That to me is so much better and so much more of because I have one cheat meal a week, right? So much worthy for me, a cheat meal a week, than going somewhere where they're like, sir, would you like to eat this purple bug that we turned into a lemon? I'm like, well, I will, and I'm sure it's delicious, but I don't understand. Some people really, really enjoy doing that, and they think Pizza Hut is, like, again, uncouth and disgusting. I flipping love Pizza Hut. I think I'm not sponsored by Pizza Hut, but I would be if Pizza Hut is out there. There's no, you don't even, well, you do. You have to give me something because that's how this stuff works. But I'd be happy to PR that because I still think Pizza Hut is so badass. 5 is, I think this has kind of died out now, but I still remember it from my grandma's house. You used to go around your grandma's house and she would cover her sofa in one of those plastic covers. Now, it's a sofa cover, right? So if anyone spills anything or drops some tea or some coffee, it's protected. But while you're sitting in it, you're like, how comfortable is this? I don't know, because you've put a giant piece of plastic over it. And if that piece of plastic was meant to promote and help the integrity of the sofa, that's how they'd sell it in stores. Like, my nan's sofa is my nan's couch is probably the nicest thing in the world. But when you sat in, not only was it like, as it crinkled, but it's incredibly uncomfortable. And I was like, that's the whole point of a sofa. The sofa has been invented so more than one person could sit on a somewhat comfy seat. Like, I've just got a crappy IKEA sofa, and it's not the nicest thing in the world to sit on, but it's still relaxing at the end of the day. But if I had some plastic over it, like, This is horrible. It's baffling to this day. Unfortunately, my nan has passed away, but we used to talk about it all the time. And she used to get really mad at me in a joking way and be like, stop dissing my sofa. I was like, Nan, it doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't it be better to enjoy the comforts of a sofa and just tell people not to spill anything? And if they do, go get cleaning products. Baffling. Number 4 doesn't really work because the way I've titled this video, you may have a reaction to this. So let me explain it. But I don't, because I call this video like crazy things I don't understand. Patriotism isn't crazy. If you're a patriotic person and you're really proud of where you come from, I think that's awesome. And more power to you. And, you know, if you identify with where you're from, genuinely, I think it's great. I do. I'm not just saying that. That can go too far and it can become, you know, xenophobic or, you know, insular. But we're not talking about that. I'm just talking about someone who loves where they're from and appreciates other countries as well. I'm just saying I don't understand that. I really, really don't. Obviously, born and bred here in England, just outside of London is where I popped into this world. But when I look at it, I'm a bit more, I guess, weird with it. And I actually saw an interview with a poet the other day. I should have got his damn name. He's quite old. He's quite famous. He's being interviewed on the BBC. And he said it. I'm like, that's what I think. Because to me, and again, we're going right into hippie trippy mode here. To me, where you're born is just random, really. You don't choose where you're born. And again, if you can get an affiliation with that place, excellent. You should always do that kind of stuff in your life. But for me, I was just like, it's random. And it kind of ties into race, ethnicity, religion. And you can't, all of those things, they do matter, but they shouldn't matter when it comes to, again, racism or bigotry or anti-Semitism or any of the negatives you can come up with. Because who cares if I come from Britain and someone comes from America and someone else comes from Africa and someone else comes from Russia, we're all human beings. That's the way I've always seen it. We're just human beings. And there shouldn't be any wars or any hatred just because we've come from different parts of the country. Mostly because we, at one point, named this stuff. Like Columbus, he sailed over to America, went America. He probably called it Columbusville, and someone said, no, you can't do that. Same, you know, with everywhere on the planet. And it's just pot luck where you end up. So I guess I don't get it when it does get to that next level and people think, I'm from here and that's better than everywhere else. It's like, it's not, man, or woman. It's all the same and we're all the same. Again, we all come into this world the same and we all go out of this world the same. And we should be judged on what we do and our morals and how we treat other people as opposed to anything else. It doesn't matter what you look like. I'm not saying that you can just ignore that. You can't. Everyone's got a different story and we can never forget the past or some of the awful things people have been through because then they may happen in the future and then we can't learn and we can't educate ourselves as a species. But on a very surface level, we are all just humans. Again, we all come in the same place and unfortunately we all go out the same place and we all have to pay flipping tax throughout. Some of us have to pay value-added tax. Number 3 is Love Island. Now, I don't know if Love Island has made it from America. Maybe it was an America show to begin with. And I'm not protesting to ever watching a show the whole way through. And to be honest, I get a lot of it through social media. I can't work out the format of this program. It sounds like a bunch of people go into a house and then you have to try and get a relationship together. But other people will then be trying to get their own relationship together, sometimes with the people that are already in a relationship, and then somebody gets kicked out of the house. And it does crazy, crazy views. I did used to watch Geordie Shore, which is obviously the equivalent of Jersey Shore if you're an American viewer. But that was mostly because it was like, what happens if you put a bunch of rabbits in a house and then tell them the house is going to explode? That's what Geordie Shore was. It was like a bunch of humans running around going, just completely jacked to the gills and just nuts. Love Island I don't get. If someone could explain Love Island, I could just Wikipedia it, but I don't want to. Simple as that. It's a weird show. Number 2 is Crufts. I guess I'm just not a very big dog guy. I like really little dogs, but I watch Crufts sometimes. I don't understand. They're all nice dogs. Why are we rating the dogs? That doesn't seem very nice. And number 1 is, again, this is a proper loser one. You're allowed to roll your eyes. I mean it this time. I had a joke in the other one, but it's meant I don't understand life. I don't think anybody can understand life. I think when you take a step back and you really think about what life is, it's flipping nuts. Now, we talked about this on other vlogs. I kind of tie this into my vlogs where, you know, I'm religious and Jewish. I've got a big spiritual side. It's very personal to me. I try and keep it personal. But when you think about everything that we've got and who we are, and the fact that when I began this video, we're now, 10, 15 minutes in. I'm a different person because 10, 15, I've done things in those 10, 15 minutes I hadn't done before. And within those 10, 15 minutes, like billions of people across the planet have done thousands, millions of different things. People have been born. People have died. People have found out bad news. People have found out good news. Somebody's won the lottery. Someone's eating ice cream. Someone's eating a pizza. Someone's trying to work out what value-added tax is. You can't think like that. You always have to live in your little bubble world to a certain extent. It's why you can't, overthink bad news because you'll just go crazy. You need to have a balance in your head. But every now and then I do get a bit existential with this. I'm like, man, life is absolutely nuts. Like later on, I will choose to drive to the gym. And I hope nothing's going to happen, but you don't know. Like there's a news story at the moment over here in the UK where a guy and another guy got into a bit of a spat on a train. Somebody thought they were blocking the other, and one dude got stabbed. And that guy's now. And I've had arguments with people on trains before. I don't think as angry as this one was. But you start thinking, oh my gosh, that guy didn't wake up that day and think he's going to get stabbed. And it's the same. Someone in the UK just became the third biggest lottery winner ever. They probably didn't wake up that day and think they were going to win £136 million. And I just find all of that. You just never know. When you open that door, that's where my door is in case you're interesting, anything could be going on out there. And that is both the best and the worst and the most terrifying thing ever. So I ain't ever going to understand life. But boy, howdy do I love it. And that's it. That's number 4 in this series. Do catch up with the other ones if you can. I'm not going to remember what they are, so I just won't bother. And I'll keep doing them as much as people want me to keep doing them. I didn't think they were going to be this well enjoyed, so it's a bit of a surprise to me. So thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Again, please like the video, share the video, subscribe. That's the big one. Please subscribe. Patreon.com/Simon316 if you'd like to support me with some money. Always awful asking for that, but hey, I've done it now. And yeah, I do. I'm a wrestler, and I have a wrestling merchandise store, simonmiller.bigcartel.com. That's it. Twitter and Instagram at Simon316. Keep enjoying your days. Keep loving life, and I'll see you soon.